Okay guys, this is my new tarp. Well, it's not new, it's the one I used at my gathering. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to see it, this one is the Big Deluxe, I guess you want to call it. It's like 13 feet long and my hammock is set up inside of it. Now you see those side tie outs right there come out to a stake. This is the thing that really just gets me about this. Now, it's got a bungee cord, shock cord right here that adds as a shock absorber. And you take the guide line and gather it up and put it back in here to keep it confined up. You see how I've got my lower tie gathered up right there. That's how it gathers up. So it's no big mess whenever you're trying to move it around or whatever and set it up. And all I've got is a loop tied in one end. And then the dog bone, or the lock right here, you lift up on it and it goes slack. You grab the top cord right there and pull it, and it will pull tight and lock automatically, just like that. So I just pull it tight. Now, in this configuration, this is set up as a tent, okay? At the bottom, like I just showed, right down there is the other tie out, where I could just tie it to that and pull it out as a standard tarp. It also has a tie out up here in the top, two of them. And I'm running it on my ridge line right now, which is attached to the tree and run across the other tree. That way when the hammock sags under it, the tarp doesn't sag, okay? Now the doors come down and they've got the carabiners on them that would allow me to crisscross and close the door. And I'll show that configuration from my old tarp right here. Okay, now what this has given me is I pulled out on both sides. It's giving me basically a hanging tent. Now I'm going to pull it snug on both sides so it's nice and snug, just like that. Nice tarp across there, so the rain's going to sheet off of it. When you look inside, this is what you got. Now what this is, guys, is a hanging tent. It's actually just my tarp. Now hold on, let me sit down. Okay, there it's coming in, and there's my side over there. Let me lean back into it like this. Now, as you can see, I'm floating free and clear all the way around this thing. Let me swap my camera angle so I can see me. Well, I thought I was going to swap my camera angle. I may not. But anyway, plenty of room up here at the head, plenty of room on it. The doors will completely enclose now if I wanted them to. I could pin them on that end. I've got room for gear in here. I could stake this down in the winter, and I'm inside of a hanging tent. Ain't that cool? Now, this is my ultralight hammock, by the way. My full size fits in here just well. I've got my ridge line up here to hang my gear, and I'm basically inside of a hanging tent right now. This thing is awesome. It's more than big enough. It's got plenty of clearance on either side. I'm a foot in on either end, so I ain't got to worry about rain coming in or nothing. And I ran this tarp at my gathering where it was set up for 5 days, and we had 40-50 mile an hour wind gusts. It never pulled free. It never leaked. It whatever. Those shock cords did exactly what they were supposed to do. I had it flied out as just a standard tarp, but flying those tie-out points as well. If I were to stake down these 4 sides and then close my doors, it's a completely enclosed tent. It's a small wall tent. So I can fly it as a big tarp for wide open when I want to. I can put one side up, one side down. It's just a flat tarp. But what Onewind has done is added these additional tie-outs to turn it into a tent. So for you ground pounders out there that they don't want a hammock, this is also a viable tent, because all I need to do is 2 poles on either end. I can cut or run a line between 2 trees and have a big wall tent that weighs like less than 2 pounds and fits into that small tube. That's a win-win to me. Now, if you're interested in one of these, Randy Smith at stitchgear.com is the guy to go talk to, and I'll leave his link at the bottom of this, or his information, I should say. I suck at making links, guys. But I'll leave his contact information. Just contact Randy and say, I want one of them new tarps like Blackie's got, and he'll take care of you. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.